Podcast. I've got one. Well, I don't have one. I've been practicing. I know that sounds weird, right? Like, who practices a podcast? Just put it out there. I've been practicing on building a podcast to get rid of the ums, the ahs, to make it clean, to make it healthy for you guys, and to make it digestible. So hopefully you'll get something out of it that is really great. Whenever I have a thought or a conversation with myself, I head right into here. I end up in my office. Boom. I end up recording right here. I just go for it. And this is one of those times where I went for it and was on where the fitness industry is, what is wellness today, and I would love your feedback on it. Like, what do you think wellness fitness is? Where do you think we've evolved to? What is going on? But I wanted to drop you guys some raw footage of me building out this podcast because I want to take you guys along for the journey of being like, okay, I knew when he was just starting it and he was going, into a well-oiled, highly communicative community machine that you guys can digest and that you share and that brings you some sort of value. So I'm going to step in here right now. I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit, I'm going to drop this in, and then it'll be a 20-minute audio that you guys can listen to on what is fitness today? Like, where is it? I mean, I started back in the 2000s. It is now 2022, which makes this quite a journey, an evolution. A lot of changes have happened. And no matter where you are in that, if you are a younger generation or older generation, I would love your feedback. Number one, on the topic and where we are in fitness, wellness, health, what you think is important, why you think mental health is important, what do you define as mental health, what do you define as happiness, where do you lie on thin is in, and health, all this kind of stuff. But I want your feedback, so please, if you could, leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. But it is 20 minutes long, and I want to make sure that I shut up real soon so that you guys can listen to this full 20 minutes. So please, let me know what you think once I get this edited. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you all. Sitting here thinking and wanting to start off the podcasting, the world of podcasting and getting into more shorter, well, not more shorter, right? We're in a short format area already, but a longer short format or into a longer format conversations, talking, education, value, nonsense, right? All of it all at once rather than, the idea of social media, right? And the ever-changing platforms, everything is kind of different at this stage, right? You just don't know which platform you're on. You don't know why you're on each platform other than this seems to be what used to be a sharing of information, a sharing of pictures, a sharing of what you're doing, what you're up to with friends and family has evolved into a business, right? Everything now online has an ROI to it. No matter what it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it, right? Like, if there's no ROI, why would you do it? And that is a return on interest. And as I see it, that's where social media and content has gone. If you are online, is you have an ROI. And that ROI could be anything from income to likes, shares, comments, attention, views, all of that, right? Like, there's probably more than that, but those seem to be the main hitters when it comes to ROI on content and why we're there, right? Most people are not doing it as a passion project, so nobody sees it at all, which is an interesting concept when you hear it said out loud. Like, yeah, I'm creating content for the sake of creating content because I'm passionate about the content and I don't really care if anybody sees, hears, listens, reads, views my content. Otherwise, you probably would have it locked down in a private account for just you. It would be an intimate museum for yourself and your passion projects, but that just doesn't seem to be where we're at these days. So, long story short, entering into this world of podcasting and talking and internal thoughts in my head and how I can bring guests on and whatnot. And today, one of the conversations that I had with some friends, or a friend, let's keep it honest here, right? It wasn't friends, it was a friend. It was about the ever changing fitness industry, the ever evolving, the ever changing, whether you believe it's stepping forward, stepping backwards, it is changing, right? It's constantly in motion like anything else in this world. It is, you know, it's in movement. And if things aren't in movement and if things are perfectly still, it's dead, right? And if it's dead, then it probably warrants no energy, no life. So the fact that the fitness industry is evolving constantly in movement, I look at what's going on in the industry today, and one of the things that I wanted to be able to address today was this ideology of what it used to be into what it is, and the expectations of people who use who use fitness products now, right? And because I'm a person that is in the fitness industry, the health and fitness industry, and I've been known to help people transform their lives, their bodies, their identities, and create it from one place to a healthier place. And the conversation that I had today was the expectations back in the early 2000s when I first started to get involved in the business of health and fitness. Was society viewed being ripped, being lean, being low body fat, I think that that's really it. I don't know that it's performance driven at that stage, but it was about how low was your body fat, what was your weight at, and whether or not you were ripped and toned. From a visual standpoint, and that's where it was back then, and that drove a lot of marketing campaigns, which also was reflective of customer purchases. And customers would purchase because they felt a outside stress on society from society to look a certain way because of magazines, because of culture, because of communities that you're in, whether you're in high school, college, or at work. You had this outside stressors saying that in order to feel good about yourself, you needed to be a certain weight, body fat, and look a certain way, which appeared to be thin. I think that that's a fair assessment of back then, and that drove a lot of marketing campaigns, and it drove purchase, and it drove communities at the same time. So all those things started to happen, and then social media hit, and I think we got oversensitized, and the speed of information just started to ramp up. And what I mean by the speed of information, I mean the speed at which information is created, at which it's delivered, and at which it's received. So all three of those things now happen lightning fast, like incredibly fast, almost uncontrollably, like and undigestably. Although we have no idea what the human mind is capable as of. Yeah, I mean, we could be digesting it and have no idea. But at this time, we're kind of looking at it saying it's just lightning fast, which turned around and it evolved. And I hedge on the word evolved because I don't know if it's evolved. I'm being fair. I mean, did it regress? Did it digress? We could talk about that. But we got into a point, and what the basis of my conversation was with this person was they were talking about their position in running their business and helping other people get fit, transform their lives, become healthier, and where they were at is a point of struggle because they don't understand why people don't want to get fit, why they don't want to be leaner, why they don't want to be healthier. And I had mentioned to her that that's not the ROI anymore, that's not where people are at. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing because, like I said, it was a much different environment back then to be able to market to people based on the pressures of society, which was look good, look thinner, have lower body fat, and not weigh above a certain amount. Well, today, That's not a pain point for people. And the pain point right now is being seen, eyeballs, likes, shares, comments, views, followers. That's the pain point. And that's where people are looking at an ROI. They're like, yeah, I don't look good. Yeah, I don't feel good, but I want to be paid more. I want to be seen more. The eyeballs, like that's today's society as I see it. And not a lot of people are running out and being like, oh my gosh, I got to be leaner, because we're in a society that is embracing much more curves. Higher weight, more performance instead of being lean. Can I do this or can I not do this? And that can require, just different styles of abilities, which means different strengths, different, modalities of power, explosiveness, and whatnot. And when you think that out and you're in this industry and you're selling health and you're selling this new lifestyle, it's just been this weird shift that people don't have a pain point of how they look anymore. Because sometimes, let's face it, right? Like some people don't care what they look like, and because there's no outside pressure. Because looking messy right now can be considered to be a vibe, can be considered style, swagger. Yeah, I'm just this way and I'm embraced it. My attitude is really big and my personality is huge and people laugh and have fun and they don't judge me, or I don't feel judged based on the way I look as far as being healthy against, national standards per se or societal standards. Right now, healthy is, are you mentally healthy? Are you happy? Are you having fun? Are you a person that enjoys life and you bring the life of the party to what everything that you're doing? And I don't mean that in a way of like, are you the potty monster? You're just an energy provider to everything. And then you transfer that into, why do people want to get healthy? Does that make your fitness sales harder? Does that make your health sales harder if you are still offering, marketing, selling what used to be the norm, the standard, because the standard is possibly evolved, for better or for worse. Let's call it what it is, right? Like mental health may have gone up, physical health may have gone down, vice versa. Not here to judge, but I know healthy is healthy. We'll leave it at that because I really truly believe that there is a standard of health, and that involves ability, that involves blood work, that involves weight, that involves body fat. There's a lot of metrics that are involved, that across the board happen rather than just one. I look this way. I have abs, therefore I'm healthy. Or I am 10% body fat, therefore I'm considered to be healthy. Or I've got 30% body fat and I'm considered to be just based unhealthy. So I think there's a lot of measurements, a lot of metrics that go involved in determining whether or not you're healthy or not. But getting back to the friend that I was talking to, and she was asking advice about her business, and my question to her really was, you either have to figure out your niche, and that niche would be, hey, you want to only talk to those people that want to look a certain way, that want to be a certain weight, that that view themselves as unhealthy, or and we want to change that with the services that you provide, because those are the things that you provide as services. Or you have to evolve your business and realize that, who knows, right? Like, what if you told people you get them healthier by getting them more views? I don't know the answer, but it was an interesting, conversation that I had with them over ROI. Do you want your business to grow? Get them more views. You want your business to grow? Get them more comments, likes, shares. At the same time, make them feel healthier. So you're like, yeah, I could knock a few pounds off you. Yeah, you could, possibly fit into things. But what I could do for you is get you more likes, views, shares, and followers. And how would you feel? And if we could do that in a healthy way so that you could mentally feel good as well as physically feel good, is that what health is now? And then
her answer to that was, well, that's not the business I'm in. Well, I'm like, then you can't worry about those people that are driven by likes, followers, shares, comments, views, because those people are not going to purchase from you because you are using a payphone in today's society per se. At least that's the way some people are looking. Or your business is just to those people that are looking at health in a completely different way, and you're trying to sell it, in another way that I don't want to say old style, but it is the OG style, the traditional style, and they're looking at it in a whole different light, and that's a mountain to climb when you're faced with your business that is changing, and you're like, holy crap. And I hedge on saying the word, workouts and are now about participation when the ROI is, again, I'm just going to keep saying it, likes, followers, comments, and shares, right? Like, it's hard to face that with your business when you're looking at it and saying, what's changing, and I didn't change, and the environment in which I provide and help and sell in has changed to some level. And if you don't believe it's changed, then you got to get around people that haven't changed, or not are not in that environment, are not looking at life the way you are. Maybe you're on the wrong platform per se, to be selling, marketing your product because, you know, per se, Instagram, it's a vanity driven platform, right? So maybe the people on Instagram are looking to look better, where YouTube, Twitch, they're not looking to look better. They're looking for views, streams, followers. They're really not looking to be like, hey, check me out. I look great. Um, so it was just an interesting conversation. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Hit me up, say what you need to be able to say to me. Send me a comment, an email. Hit me up on Instagram at Mike Karpenko, and let me know. Or let me know down in the comment sections down below in the podcast area. Like, where do you lie on this? What do you feel about this? In this situation of traditional, older school marketing, because of a community that based health and fitness on, or healthy life based on something completely different that has changed, or is it changing? Is it not changing? So I would love to hear where you guys are at. If you're part of the younger crowd, me being 53 years old, I would love to hear what you guys have to say in that world. Like, I'm intrigued by you. I'm open ears, like not just one ear. I'm open with both ears because you're obviously the future of everything that's going to happen once I leave. But man, I just want to hear your thoughts on what you think is healthy now. Where are we at? What do you view as important and healthy? Is it likes, followers, shares? Is it your blood work? Is it your heart rate? Is it, where are you at? I would love to start that dialogue. So please, if you're younger, please enlighten me. Let me hear you guys because I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn from you guys. I'm ready to hear where you're at so that I can, you know, have incredible conversations and be educated. So please, if you do that, and if you're older or if you're in a different place, a mid-range person in age, let me know your thoughts too. Like, I want to know like where you're at, where you're struggling. What do you think? What platforms do you use? Are you struggling on your platforms? Whatever it may be, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this evolution, or again, if you're younger, this isn't an evolution. It's just where you're at, which is kind of a cool thing to think about. Like, you're in your starting foundational brick. So you're like, I don't know what this evolution is, but I never used a payphone, and I'm never probably going to use a gas car because I'm electric. It's a really cool thing that your starting point was just happens to be completely different than mine. So please enlighten us. So yeah, it's just interesting, to get back to the ROI on health and what really is what is the standard for ROI on health these days? And you know, is there a standard? Are we talking that the standard really is blood work and, whatever the national average is or whatever is deemed from a acceptable organization to say accredited organization, not acceptable, but accredited organization to put those parameters to say this height, this weight, this age, you should be this body weight, this body fat. Where are you at? Like, do we feel that that's good, or do we feel that it's a whole different world? Like, I don't care like what height, weight. Can you imagine in a world 50 years from now that possibly your height, your weight, your body fat um, doesn't make a difference? It's what are your followers? What are your comments? What is this? And I know that brings on a slew of health issues, right? Like that's because that's dopamine, serotonin, self-worth, insecurities that kind of go around. It's just an interesting thought process to think about, to be like, will that be part of our health factor? Will that be considered in? Will there be an accredited organization that finally says, hey man, if you're 18 years old, you should have 50,000 followers, and if you don't by now, you're kind of unhealthy. Sorry. I don't know, but it should be interesting to hear your conversations around it and what you guys have to say. So please let me know. Again, this podcast is for everybody. This is not just for the older generation because I'm 53. This is here to start conversations, to start enlightenment, to start education, and to create thought, right? Because the world is ever changing, ever in motion, and I still am, so I'm not dead yet. That's all I got for you guys. Hope it was something worthwhile to give you guys some thought processes on, to give you guys something to think about today about your own health. And I would love to hear from you guys as far as what you consider are the standards for your own health. So let me know, hit me up, let me know what's going on, and we will talk next time. Stay well.
All right, if you made it this far, 20 minutes, thank you, appreciate you. Also, I hope that you found that to be digestible, communicative, if you got some critiques, or if you liked it. Hey, I don't always have to hear the bad stuff. If you liked what you heard, please let me know down below, or if you want to start a dialogue around that topic, I would really love to start that with you down below, and so that we can just learn from each other, because I think that there's a lot to be learned about where wellness, health, fitness is right now for everyone. If you want me to release more of this raw footage before I actually put the podcast out to the general public, let me know. I will do it. Be cool, be great, stay fit.